Today is a big day. We finally get our first look at the third chapter, and we get to go to Japan to build the Shinkansen here in Transport Fever 2. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back. Thanks for dishing out the likes and the love for this series. It has been a ton of fun to play, so thanks for sticking with me. And now we finally get to see our first of the last 6 missions available now in this game. Let's go ahead and hop over to the campaign and listen to Mission 3 briefing.
The world is shifting closer together. The volume of passengers is exploding. The global flows of goods are multiplying. Meet the logistical challenges before and after the turn of the millennium.
Okay, 6 missions. Let's go see what Japan has to offer. Let's get going. Thanks again for the support, and let the beginning of the end begin. Here we are.
Tokyo is soon going to host the Summer Olympics. New records are in demand, and not just in the stadium. The Japanese State Railroad is pursuing a grand project. The world's first high-speed train. You have been entrusted with carrying out the project.
Oh man, I am so excited for this.
Your motto is absolute perfection through continuous improvement. The country's topography has several pitfalls in store. Numerous obstacles must be overcome so that the new train can reach top speeds of over 200 kilometers per hour. Mountains, bodies of water, and populated areas make it hard to plan a straight-line route. Tackle these construction challenges and create a masterpiece of Japanese engineering.
All right.
Each route segment presents various difficulties, each of which calls for taking very specific measures. Find out what needs to be done.
Now, I've been on the Shinkansen before in Japan several times, and the line currently goes from Osaka, Nagoya, pretty much all along all of Japan, especially in the southern region since it's a little more flat and there's more populated cities. But I don't know where the initial one was, but I'm assuming we're probably going to connect all of these major cities here with a rail line. So Osaka, Nagoya, and then maybe Tokyo itself, and bypass these other 2 cities and use them just for construction. Okay, let's see what needs to be done in Nagoya.
Several rows of houses in the imperial city have to make way for the new railroad route. This involves relocating the residents. Make sure they don't get left by the wayside in their new quarters.
Remove the bus stations from the marked area. Okay, what else? We'll have to build a bridge here, I assume.
If the route is supposed to run along the straightest path, the mouth of Lake Hamana has to be dealt with. Make preparations for building a bridge.
And finally, by Mount Fuji.
Mountainous terrain stands in the way of level track routing. Arrange test drillings for building tunnels.
Okay, well, let's get started then. I guess the easiest of them is the Nagoya section to remove 2 bus stations, so let's do that. There we go. All right. Prepare sections of rail, 1 of 3 complete. All right, section 2 now requires us to deliver materials for bridge construction. So apparently that's just bricks. So it looks like, let's see, materials plant to the construction site. So we just got to bring them from here to there. Okay, so I guess we'll do this by truck. Excellent. So we'll get everything started here. Now, I assume in Nagoya we're supposed to rebuild those bus stops as well to kind of create a flow to the station once we built it. So the Shinkansen, world's first high-speed train, and I believe back then it went like 200 and something kilometers an hour. Now it goes, well, even faster than that. Quite impressive, to be honest. All right, let's build some truck stations here. So we got to build a big O bridge for our Shinkansen. So here and here. It's a point of national pride, that high-speed rail line, so it's very important for us to do everything correctly. And of course, what did they say? Perfection through various improvements or eventual improvement? Okay, let's go here and here. Okay, so the trucks are ready to go. I wonder what line 1 is. Must be the bus line in Nagoya. All right, let's buy 10 trucks to move those materials. All right, perfect. All right, it is 1960 in Japan, so we have a few years to build our Shinkansen. It's going to take a lot of time. We have to kind of invent new methods in order to do some of these things. All right, the next thing is to move some stone. So I'm assuming we need to move stone away from here to there, or vice versa. So we'll connect these 2 lines just like we did with the previous one. So one we're building tunnels, and another one we're building bridges. And yeah, Japan is just all full of that. Tunnels and bridges like that. Let's actually connect the city. There we go. We'll have the trucks pass through town. Oh, good. Perfect. All right, 2 buildings to construct then for our stations. So we'll build those on the opposite side. Right here across from the depot. All right, that's a good spot there. And then another one over here. All right, perfect. 2 sections ready to go. All right, a new station, or a new line for our new stations. There we go. Trucks are going to be bringing a lot of materials, so it's a good idea for us to have it all ready with the large truck station. We're using ZIZ trucks. These are from the Soviet Union. Okay, well, I guess those are the best ones for the job now. All right, let's go ahead and move to line 3. All right, so we should see materials moving now. Let's speed up time. So it looks like bricks will be brought here, and stone will be removed from there as they test tunneling. All right, what other industries are around? This, I assume, will probably deal more with passenger service, but also it looks like there's steel here that'll have to be maybe delivered somewhere. It's a steel mill. And I also noticed a fishery and a farm. So it looks like over here is where we're going to have to connect eventually for food processing. That's a little far for trucks, but I guess we better make priority for our high-speed train instead of other cargo lines. Looks like there's a fishery here too, so both of these could be used to bring food, rather items to make food and then bring it to Nagoya. And it looks like this town doesn't require anything, so we'll build a road on the other side of that. So we'll get all of our things connected up. I've been learning in these campaigns over time that it's more and more wise to build a large infrastructure first, meaning connecting all the towns and everything and building all the truck stops, and then eventually getting to whatever other needs there are. I like building winding roads. It's kind of nice to look at. Might not be the most efficient, but it really fits the land nicely. That's what matters most. Let's build another road here just in case. Okay, so that should connect to the steel mill, and we need to connect to the food plant, which is over here. Very good. Now, I believe the Shinkansen shouldn't have any sort of rail crossings, so we'll have to build that all above everything. Looks like the materials for the bridge are being built, brought already, and it looks like the trucks are starting to get their first materials picked up now, too. So they'll be on their way shortly. All right, good. Now, I wonder if we could redesign the line in Nagoya. We'll wait until after we build our train station. So I believe Osaka, Nagoya, and then Tokyo are going to be connected. Those are the biggest cities. No sight of Kyoto, but Shiga is here. And then I forget what the name of this lake is. Lake Biwa, I believe? There's actually a famous shrine right around here somewhere, and I remember going with friends recently down this road. Oh, here's the shrine. Well, one of many shrines. There's a shrine. But yeah, so this leads to Tokyo, or rather Osaka and Kyoto, and then of course you can take the Shinkansen all the way to Tokyo, or drive past Mount Fuji as well. You can see it beautifully from the Shinkansen. It does pass through here. So we got a lot of tunnels to get through. All right, materials are definitely being delivered. Anything else industry-wise? Looks like Osaka's kind of over here on its own. Let's connect cities then for our eventual transportation of passengers. It'll probably be a good idea to connect some of these major cities to the outskirts, so that way people can come into the larger city and then ride the Shinkansen. There we are. All right, so Nagoya is kind of out here, but we'll get it connected later. Some of these other cities are a little too far to connect via roadway. Maybe Nagoya. All right, tunneling is complete, and the bridge will be up next. With just one more delivery, we should be good. There it goes.
Excellent. Under your expert guidance, the necessary preliminary work has been completed in short order. Now the actual route construction is next on the list. See to it that the necessary construction materials are delivered and use a precisely planned embankment to make sure that the maximum peak velocity is reached whenever possible. The route is going to be subjected to enormously high levels of stress. Large amounts of steel and concrete provide for the required stability.
Okay, so this is our quote-unquote main office here, so we need to start delivering these building materials here, and then steel to the other side. So let's make a road that goes through. So we'll need to build probably a larger delivery office here. Okay, So let's build a large depot.
Japan is a major fishing nation.
True.
Everything that ends up in the net ends up on a plate, even when it's not a fish at all, but a whale, for example. Good money can be made with that.
Okay.
A popular saying goes, big fish don't live in small ponds. Process the fresh seafood from Fisher Tom's trawler for sushi, sashimi, and other specialties in Japanese cooking.
Hell yeah. Okay, so we're going to deliver fish here too, and also quote-unquote bread. Seems like we'll accept bread, but it doesn't seem to be an objective yet, so we'll get to that in a minute. All right, we're going to need to buy trucks to deliver steel, so let's get that going too. There we are. Somewhere over here. I believe we're going to have to expand the platform at our main office. There's just going to be too much stuff being delivered for us to... there we go, that's a much better spot. There we go. All right, let's buy some trucks. I'll make another truck zone over here. And we'll eventually start connecting all these routes into a national highway, I suppose. Japan also has a very good highway system as well, with a lot of stuff being controlled by ETC, and which is basically like an electronic ticket. Okay, so we got to deliver fish too. So let's create these lines. Line 4 will supply our steel to the home office. Line 5 will supply us with the building materials from the construction site or the manufacturing place to the home office. And then we also need to deliver fish, so that'll be a new line from here to there. I don't know why we're shipping that to the home office, but okay. All right, that should be good enough. Now let's buy a bunch of trucks. We'll buy a few trucks for here. This will be for our final line. We'll do 10 for the fish, because that's 10,000. That's quite a bit. That's a goal to complete throughout the whole game. All right, so that's 10 for that one. And then we want 20 here. I think we'll do... Actually, I think we'll do 5 for the closer route. And then 10 for the longer steel route. So we should be good with that. Okay, so the new route should be 10 for steel. So that's going to be line 4 or 5? Line 4. All right, line 4 is for that. The closer line should be this purple line here, I believe. No, it's the blue line. So we want this one going to line 5. And then the final line, which is the fish, we'll have to get the other trucks for that one. I'll have to make a road that connects through as well. There we go. Let's make a small road that goes through here. So we're going to try to connect everything up. I just love using these roads. I've been using these constantly to connect the inner cities, because the other roads are kind of just meant for a major town. Eventually, I think we're going to have our Shinkansen pass over all these roadways. There we are. Oh, perfect. Now they got all these connections. All right, steel should be ready to be delivered. We'll know we have it set up correctly if they're delivering it here. Yep, all right, that's set up good. Construction materials. Looks like they're being picked up and dropped off. Good. So we want concrete to be delivered here, or what have you. Yeah, looks like this is being delivered. So this site here... Oh, wait, actually, I don't want to do that. I thought this was making that. I made a mistake. Line 5 doesn't need to bring that there. It's actually line 2 that can just be rerouted. My mistake. There we go. I was thinking that these bricks here were needing to be turned into something else than brought there. So that's an extra line, which is fine. We got some extra trucks then. And so line 5, we can go ahead and return all those trucks to depot then. Not a problem. We can use those at some point. Guaranteed that we'll have to use those and this area a little bit more. Okay, looks like 19 out of 20, or 19 out of 80 steel has been delivered. And it looks like the trucks will be delivering the construction materials soon. Okay, I'll check back with you once everything's looking good. All right, we got it, boys. Let's move on to the next one. Look at how long it's going to take us to deliver fish. We're only at 62. It's going to take a while.
The nature of the high-speed route demands that a special standard is met. Steep inclines and sharp curves are to be avoided.
Okay. Connect the stations in Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, and build the bridge in the marked area and tunnel in the marked area. So we need to build a bridge across here, and then we need to build a tunnel somewhere here. So it looks like we'll have to... We can build the route any way we want, but we need to avoid the steep incline and and also any sort of
It's bucking
embankments.
again.
Uh-oh.
What could have done that? How weird. As if your trawl net tickled something at the bottom of the ocean.
Uh-oh, the ground is quaking. We're going to see an earthquake here. Uh-oh. Hopefully nothing happens. All right, we got to use the high-speed tracks now and start connecting all of these stations. So let's begin building the Shinkansen, finally. Cornering speed may be too low, so we want to maintain rather a high, super high speed. So let's go right through the Torii Gate. It's like it's asking us to go there. Let's see. Oh wow, there's a lot of gates around here like that. Beautiful. Alright, I just don't want to go too slow. Let's try to keep everything at 300 at all times unless absolutely necessary that we turn. So we'll have to go around Shiga to Nagoya. So we'll have to probably cut through the mountains a bit. But of course the Shinkansen is known for its flat speediness, I guess. Okay, let's try to maintain 300. This train maximum speed is 220, I believe, but we'll make sure we use this instead. The Shinkansen, it's incredible how many tunnels that train actually has, and how many times it goes in and out and in and out and in and out again of a mountain. And you're like, wow, did the Japanese ever get tired of building tunnels? The answer is no. In fact, you may as well argue that the land of the rising sun it's not, the circle on the flag is not a sun. It's actually just it's a tunnel. Someone just drew a tunnel. All right, let's maintain our elevation here, and let's see if we can keep it at 300.
It's happened again. This is slowly getting scary.
Uh-oh.
But there's no time to speculate. The fishing quota is still a long way off.
Uh-oh. We're gonna see earthquakes. Okay, now I'm getting scared. Oh, should we build this elevated all the way through Shiga? I wonder if I could turn the tunnel a little bit. Let's back it up a little bit and see if we can re-angle the tunnel. Try to come out in a different direction. Love this game too, because if you build a tunnel or like track and you know, like change how an area looks, it'll actually put the land back to what it was. Wow, you can like barely take a turn here.
Something's wrong here. This can't be any normal quake. The epicenter of the tremors seems to lie somewhere out here in the ocean.
Oh.
Find out where exactly.
What's going on?
It looks like your sideline has startled something really monstrous deep down in the ocean.
Uh-oh.
Something that seems to be bothered by your activities. It's bubbling and churning and scratching the ship's hull. Maybe you'd better stop.
Okay, I guess we're not going to ship fish anymore. Wait, it disappeared. I guess we can keep shipping fish for money. Okay, well, whatever. I guess a giant sea monster was trying to attack. All right, back to the Shinkansen. Let's get to it then. So we need to make a really good start to our train. I think what I should do is any sort of turn, like the angling has to be so minor. So we need to be very careful about our turns. So I'm going to redo this then. It's my first time really building with a high-speed train here. So I kind of want to like make sure it is high speed. It'd be nice if there was an option for like minimal turns. There we go. All right, the tracks are trying to go up again. Let's keep it down on the ground there, Junior. There we go. So this is underneath the ground in a tunnel. So let's keep her going at 300. Perfect. All right, the town will be in the way a little bit, but we should be able to make it. We also have the electric lines above the train too, so that should be just fine. Oh, I got an idea. This might be kind of cool. I wonder if... I think it might be too early for us to use concrete bridges and not steel. Let me just see if we can get closer to the town. Oh, actually the elevation goes down. Okay, so we're coming down into the town. Sorry, folks, we're going to have to move your homes a little bit here. Trying to snap and slow the train way down. I don't want it to do that. All right, well, the government says that we have right of way, so time to clear everybody out. Also, we don't want this crossing over the roads. So it's best just to move the town back a little bit. Perfect. And we just only killed like 7 million people in the process. It's fine. It's all good. There we go. Luckily, the town will rebuild around the Shinkansen, so that's fine. Oh, I can already see them rebuilding. They're putting their houses elsewhere, so that's good. Okay, let's keep rolling. Wow, the torii gates are like guiding our path. Nice. Okay, so we're going all the way up here. And our first stop should be the station here, so we do need to execute a much tighter turn. Cornering speed may be too low. That's okay, we do need to connect now. So we'll have it be as high speed for as long as possible. But there are sections of the Shinkansen line that are not straight. And not very fast. I'll try to keep it up at 200. Oh wow, look at that. She wants to dig into the earth a little bit. Okay, well let's go along this way, but let's not dig into the earth. Wow. Alright, let's try to execute that turn even earlier. We can always build tunnels. Wow, these high-speed trains are no joke. They're almost like, it's almost like routing an aircraft instead. This is going to be some fun trial and error. Wow, we got to go back even further. Wow. You can almost just build a straight line to the station. Let's see if it'll actually let it connect. There we go. 90 miles an hour on the bridge. 220 on that one. That's the route we want, but we don't want it to be that long. So let's make sure we build a tunnel here. We'll pull back a little bit. Try to keep it at 300 as she executes the turn. So I know the maximum speed of this train is 220, so in turns, let's try to keep it up close to 220. Otherwise, we'll never be able to finish this railroad. There we go. That's better. There we go, that's better. Alright, woof, that was a challenging route, but we got it. Okay. So now, the second leg of the race. Now, we're required to build a bridge here, so let's do that first. By making it as straight as possible. And we should probably build the bridge out of steel. Yep, 220. I kind of want to build a little higher elevation than that. Let's try to elevate the bridge slightly. That's going up as high as it can. Alright, that looks good. And then we'll just level the bridge out. There we go. That looks pretty good. 220 here is the maximum speed for a steel girder bridge. So that'll be fine. So the train does have some spots where it will be limited. Cool. That looks good. And then we make her go all the way back down. Maybe not so far. There we go. Now I think we can try to keep it level. Let's get this road out of the way. You're blocking me, sir. There we go. Now, the next destination is to connect to the city of Tokyo, but we need to cut through the mountain. So now we got to execute a big turn. Yeah, we're going to have to cut through the land quite a bit in most of these cases. Can we go up slightly? That will require a large bridge. There we go, that doesn't cut as deep into the land. I can also do some terraforming around so it doesn't look as ugly. I also want to build a bridge here so that way it doesn't... we don't want any railroad crossings here. level will require a bridge. And there we go. Now let's make sure it's 300. Or at least 220. We will be going across the bridge, so 220 should be okay. The train will have to slow down regardless. Well, the game really wants to make some ugly bridges, doesn't it? The bridge doesn't have to be that long. Alright. Now back to regular dirt mounds. Might be easier for us to build these giant dirt mounds in the long run. Just because some of the terrain is so hilly. There we go. I'll shore up some of the landscape around it so that way it doesn't look too rough. Now let's see if we can actually go back to dirt. There we go. We can sneak just past this. And we do want to make sure we stay close to Mount Fuji. Oh, this is looking rather decent. Of course, I would argue that at this point the Shinkansen should have way more tunnels than this, but... And yes, you can see Mount Fuji over a town as you pass by. Very beautiful. Now, I wonder what the speed limit is on tunnels. We are going to have to execute a turn here no matter what to avoid the town. We'll try to keep that speed up at 220. Oh, way too high. There we go. Now it's time for a tunnel. Right past our construction site. And I wonder if the tunnels can be high speed as well. Oh, looks like we can pass through at 300. We also will be executing a turn. So let's make that go at 220. That's the maximum speed of the train anyway. So really, we could build our train line with a maximum of 220 because it cannot possibly go faster than that. So I guess we can just keep rolling along at 220 if we want. Okay, looking good so far. Not bad. We've avoided some of our major roads and such, so that's good. Now let's keep the Shinkansen flat. Looks like this might be difficult with the landscape given to us. There we go. Let's settle out a little bit more. The game has a really hard time trying to just keep things flat. All this every time there's like a little bit of terrain, it does try to either dig a large trench or a tunnel. I guess we'll stay in a little bit of a trench here now. Okay, we're almost connecting to Tokyo. We just need to swing north a little bit more. So let's try to keep that. Let's keep that at 220 here. So that way we can make a tighter turn. And this should allow us to connect. And a small section here that's not max speed is okay for me. Just a small section there of a tight turn, which is not bad at all. Perfect. So we've connected on the right side. So now I think we're going to have a train track going back, so I guess let's do it the other way as well. The government's given us $1 billion to complete this project. It's incredible. Do a double tunnel here. I'm just going to copy everything all the way across. Looks like we have a problem with collision. Stations connected? No. Let's make sure we've correctly set that up as well. Ah, yes, we have to connect this last section here. I'll make it double in a minute, and we'll move it where it needs to move. It's not the end of the world if we're not touching right now. And this connects to on the right side. Well, looks like we got some roads in the way. So we'll rebuild these now. All this has got to move. And I will make this road go over the top of the Shinkansen here. But it doesn't look like we're using it for traffic at the moment. Alright, connect this last section. Some of the turns are going to be a little tight. But overall, we should be pretty close to 220 at all times. Hopefully. It's cool how there's many different ways to set it up as well. You can really do it any way you like. So that's kind of neat.
The new route has been completed. The backbone of the Japanese railroad network. Now it has to be ensured that everything runs with the greatest precision. Analyze the tracks and rolling stock in terms of possible optimization potential. Prepare the future route maintenance, and provide for the greatest possible safety in the event of an earthquake. Dr. Yellow makes sure that everything runs smoothly without a hitch.
Ah, Dr. Yellow.
The yellow work train detects even the smallest defects. This is especially important on bridges and in tunnels. Perform the necessary test runs.
Dr. Yellow is actually a real train that the Japanese have that is basically like a, it's like an X-ray machine, or basically like a doctor for the railroad. It essentially detects any sort of cracks or stress or whatnot in the tracks, and it goes up and down the line inspecting. There's also, the Japanese have developed little stations that detect for earthquakes and such, and if there's potential that a Shinkansen train could be damaged or run into it or whatnot, it automatically shuts down the train. So that way you don't have a 300-kilometer-an-hour disaster of a train going off the tracks or derailing or losing power or something at high speed, and so it brings it to a stop way before. Man, I wish we could make tunnels a little easier, or bridges in this game a little easier. They're a little bit of a pain in the neck to do, but I do need to connect this road at least because the trucks were using it. So let me just build a... this is going to kind of look ugly, but it's because of the game's limitations, I guess. I don't know why we're building like Evel Knievel ramps, but this will be our AI RIP Memorial Bridge. The one I was doing was, at least it looked decent. Alright, so now we need to have ourselves a test route. So do we need to buy Dr. Yellow? Let's see. Do we have a station anywhere connected? Let's see if he's connected anywhere. Well, I guess we're going to have to buy our own train station now, our own depot. Let's put Dr. Yellow outside of Tokyo. And I'll connect our second track later, and we'll kind of spruce that up, so that'll be okay. Let's move on to the next thing. It's kind of annoying just to work on the bridges, but don't worry, I'll do that on my own. So let's make sure Dr. Yellow can go over here. Alright, let's see what Dr. Yellow says. Wow, Dr. Yellow is literally in the game. That is amazing. That is so cool. Alright. Asian locomotive descriptive text. Alright, they clearly did not finish it, but this is basically the detector test train. So let's buy one of those for 12 million. And then we'll have to set a line. So travel along the whole route, okay? So Dr. Yellow's going to have to look for faults in the line. So we'll, I guess we'll just have him go from point A to B. There we go. And he can just detect the whole track. He won't have to make stops. Okay, let's set up the line. And line 8. Wow, that is so cool to see that they actually have that train here. That is so cool. Did I assign that? Yes, he is. There he goes. And there goes Dr. Yellow. So he needs to travel 2,000 meters in tunnels and bridges. So basically I can just, once he crosses over a bridge or a tunnel, then it'll start to bring that ticker up. So we just need it to go. So let's go on our high-speed line here and see what it's like. Keep in mind this is ultra high speed. beautiful. Gross. I hate that bridge. So I'll have to make sure that he connects to all right side tracks. I did see a left side one, so we just need to let the train run a few more times to go through some more bridges. So at least we have one bridge that it crosses, and it'll just have to go back and forth to test that one 2 or 3 times. All right, I'm going to try to fix up some things in the meantime and make it look prettier, so I'll see you in just a second. All right, I spruced up a few things, but let's go ahead and have the train finish as soon as possible. I'm going to just keep having them run back and forth. So I'm going to have to make some of these tunnels look a little nicer, some of these bridges and whatnot. I'm just going to have him continuously run back and forth over this one bridge, and we'll count it. So let's just keep doing that, and we'll be done in just a second. All right, this should be the last pass.
All trains are equipped with sensors that automatically trigger an emergency stop in the event of an earthquake. If the system happens to fail, the staff must be able to bring the train to a standstill as fast as possible.
Okay, we're going to send Dr. Yellow back to the station. By the 3 Shinkansen, accelerate to 90 kilometers and then stop. Okay. Kind of cool. We're doing all the testing instead of just building the line. That's really cool. I've been to a whole museum that talks about the Shinkansen, so that's pretty cool. So it says buy the 3 Shinkansen. So do they mean you want me to buy 3 of these, or... So all these other ones are not really... Okay. Well, let's buy 1. Or did they want me to buy 3 in total? I guess we'll just buy 3, and we'll just have 1 go out on the test run. So line 8, we'll bring it up to 90 and then hit the brakes. So as soon as he's ready to come out... Oh, the other train's returning, so it'll be a second. There it goes. I haven't set up any of the signals or anything yet either, just because we're in the testing phase. We're still building the railroad, essentially. Alright. Hurry up, autosave. There we go. Okay, this train should deploy. Good. We gotta get to 90 kilometers and then hit the brakes. Ah, beautiful train. Love that train. Alright, so 90... and brakes. Trains at speed 0 out of 3. Train stopped. Oh, they want me to buy 3. Okay, so we need to get 3 trains rolling. I see. Okay, so that means we're going to have to make some signals then. So let me get all that set up. Then we'll roll 3 trains, and then we just have to basically have 3 tabs open and just go stop, 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 and have them go at the same time. Wow, they put a lot of nice detail into this map. Okay, everything should be looking good, and we should be allowed to run our tests now. I've set up, the signals and whatnot, and I built our second track too, so everything should be good. I'm going to get all the trains up here on the screen too, so I can stop them all at once. I think we need to have like the trains. What is it like? Trains at speed 3 and then stop train. Do I need to buy 6 trains then to have 3 stopped and 3 going? I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. Also, why is this train not going? It should be assigned appropriately to the line. And the line should be allowed to go. Let me go ahead and see if I can also make some side tracks too. I may have not done that yet. Looks like there are tracks between these that are permitted to go between. If they need to. We'll have to move slow to do it, but that'll be fine. Obviously not going to be a high-speed switch. That's fine to switch between tracks. There we go. Train 2 pulling out of the station now. Although it's marked Train 3, but you understand what I mean. Second train that we'll be testing. Trains will have to slow down to switch between these two. There's the train now. All right, good. 2 trains at speed. Now we just need our third one at speed, and then that'll check mark, and then we can stop all three, I think. That's how it'll work. All right, where's our next train? Looks like he's already on the line. Gotta find that other train. Okay, this one's at 120. Here's our third train. Let's see if we can find our list. We sort by trains. Ah, here he is, train 4. Just getting up to speed now. He's just rolling out onto the track. Ever so slowly coming out of the station, the depot. Okay, test emergency stop is almost ready to go. Come on, boy, get out on that track. There we go. Testing phase, so not everything has to be working or perfect yet, but we're getting there. Such a cool thing that Japan invested in, as there's no large airport. There's domestic airports, but nobody needs to take them because you can literally go from the heart of Tokyo to the heart of Osaka in a matter of hours. All right, all three trains are running, so now let's stop. And all three trains now come to a stop.
Every single car ought to be stripped down to its individual parts at regular intervals. The hub office needs capable personnel to do this.
Oh, so now we got to start training again. How come you... Actually, maybe the other menu disappeared. Let's bring all the trains back to the station now. Now we got to hire 30 workers for the main office, so I'm assuming we got to, like, transport personnel to the office. What does that mean? Here's our home office. How do I... Bring maintenance crew. Main office is here. Hire 30 workers. What do you mean hire 30 workers? I think they just mean bring 30 passengers from, like, Nagoya or Hamatsu to the main office. Okay, that's weird. I'll get this economy set up, and I'll see you in the next part. All right, things are about done here. Central's getting all the people that it needs. I've set up a bus station in Hamatsu, and it looks like they're getting a lot of passengers from there, with Nagoya sending over a few people on via bus, too. And eventually we could probably connect both cities via bus, so that way Hamatsu can go to Nagoya in order to get on the Shinkansen to Tokyo or Osaka. Probably about almost triple the distance to Tokyo from Nagoya, and about, yeah, it looks like... maybe actually 4 times the distance. So, let's see, 2 or 3 more people, we should be good, depending on who's on one of those buses. 1 or 2 buses more, maybe. All right, let's see. Yeah, so the Shinkansen line looks pretty good. If I could do more time, you know, I'm trying to get through these missions as quickly as possible so I can see the next one, because they're so damn cool and fun. I want to see more and more. I'd love to see this thing laid out perfectly, but what I can do is, like, for example, take the smoothing tool and, like, make the Shinkansen look a little more realistic by, you know, smoothing out all the land around it. So especially if people could look out at the ocean or back at Mount Fuji or whatever, it makes things look a little better and more realistic without being so sharp, you know, like this. So it looks pretty good. Yeah, so you can add a lot of details and make things look a little less clean cut, a little more realistic. There we go. But it'd be also nice if we could put down, like, retaining walls and things like that. But smoothing out the edges of the railroad track seems like a must, because then you're not so high up. Look at that. It makes all the difference to make it look like the Shinkansen is flat. However, many sections of the Shinkansen are elevated and on concrete. The original ones may have been on ground, but it seems a lot more difficult to maintain the concrete, because one structural crack from, you know, an earthquake or a tsunami or some sort of a accident or something like that will slow the whole process down. All right, looks like we need a few more people. They're trickling in a little slower than I thought, which is good, because then I can work on my beautification.
The final preparations were able to be completed on schedule, and the new railroad line festively inaugurated in time for the Olympic Games.
Oh, wow.
The train is so popular
What the
that
hell?
demand exceeds the existing offer by far. But the new route isn't making everyone happy. The residents living alongside the tracks are complaining about the noise. The increased passenger volume calls for several optimizations. The average speed needs to be increased, the route capacity enlarged, and waiting times reduced.
Okay, so we need to have a capacity of the line at 600, so we need to buy another train. So let's do that. So we're going to need to buy one more train. What's the capacity of each train? 160? Let's see if we can buy that. There we go. All right, so we have 4 trains that we can deploy.
Laying out a Japanese garden is a fine art. Each stone, each tree, whatever the object, it symbolizes something else. The worldly on this side and the otherworldly beyond. Divine and earthly beings. Permanence and transience.
So I think we could do a super express between like Tokyo and Osaka, but I think we'll try to hit every line. So we'll have them go all the way to the end and then stop at Nagoya on the way back. So it should go Osaka, Nagoya, Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, and then back again. So that should be fine. Okay, and then they want us to do a garden?
The gardens are precisely planned down to the last detail. Each individual object must be in equilibrium with every other one. Create perfect harmony.
Create a garden. Where? Marked area. Oh, you want me to do... Oh, like those ones. Okay. Well, let's flatten it. Oh, now we get to be all like... Well, we're waiting for the test to complete. Average speed needs to be 90 and waiting time needs to be under 45%. So I guess we just need to let the line run a little bit. All right, let's flatten. Let's do some prettiness here. Yes. Let's make it perfect. All right, there we go. Okay, find the correct number of each type of stone and plant using the existing garden and place them in the marked area. So you want me to use those stones and those trees in order to combine? So these are called... Can I look at these? Nope. Nope. Why do these all have blue berries on them? Every one of these trees seems to have like a blue berry. I have no idea what I'm doing. Place the correct number of each type of stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, what am I... What's the goal I'm trying to hit here? 5, 6? I have no idea what I'm doing. The instructions are a little weird.
You've already presented satisfactory solutions for all kinds of challenges. But it remains your responsibility to attend to the customers and increase revenues, because the debts accumulated due to route construction still haven't been paid off yet. And people are only prepared to pay the downright hefty ticket prices when everything is the way it should be. Despite pleasing numbers of passengers, the construction debts are still far from paid off. Transport even more passengers in order to improve your balance sheet.
Whoa, pay off 5... What? How much is that? Oh, wait, I can just click it now. Transport at least 200 passengers and then pay off the debt. Okay. Can I just click that? Wow, that's a lot of money. All right, well, we got to transport passengers. In the meantime... Oh, I already did it.
On the path to continuous improvement, the point is to avoid all activities that, although they consume resources, don't generate any value. They are the 7 types of muda: overproduction, waiting time, superfluous transport, defective products, excessive inventory, unnecessary motion, and inappropriate processing.
Oh, wow. Whatever I did, I just did it right. Achieve minimal frequency, deliver food to main office. Okay. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Like, what's my goal here? Find the correct number of each type of stone. So, like, I don't understand. Does that mean brain too small? All right, I'll come back to that one. Let's get back to the train.
Happy customers are good customers. Surveys have shown that potential for optimization exists in various sectors. Passengers are complaining that train cars are too cramped, the train stations overcrowded, and about the lack of culinary options in the bistro dining car. What's more, the trains ought to run more frequently.
Okay, well, let's deal with the first problem, which is food. So we'll have 2 new lines, one to deliver beef here and then back to our station there. Looks like this one's going to have to get expanded a little bit. Oh, actually, no, this one's okay. All right, so let's deliver from the farm. A new line, line 13, delivering food from the farm to the food processing facility. And then we'll deliver on a new line from the food processing facility to the HQ so it can be distributed to the trains. Ooh, that is getting quite busy. Although there's not too many trucks there. I'll make that a little bigger, though, soon enough. Okay, let's buy, I don't know, 10 trucks each again. Oh, looks like we have road vehicles here from our earlier mistake of buying too many for a different line. That's fine. Let's buy 15 then. Or, well, bring the total number up to 20. There we go. So let's go with 1 through 10. There we go. Oh. Unselected. There we go. So this should be line 13 to bring the food to the factory, and then to bring the food from the factory to the HQ. Good. And then I need to expand our delivery zone a little bit and reassign some trucks here. I love this system of doing this in this game. So wherever I see the backup be the most, I'll just do it visually and make a correction to that. Okay, achieve a minimal frequency of 181 out of 100. I don't know what that means. What is minimal frequency? Satisfy customers by meeting their various needs. What is frequency? Does that mean I need more trains or less trains? There's 97 people waiting for the Shinkansen, but the capacity of that train is what, 120? 120 people can sit on those trains? I guess I'll just buy more trains? It says minimal frequency, so am I too frequent? I don't know what that means. I guess I'll figure it out by just doing it this way. So I'm going to buy 3 more Shinkansen. And we have a very long line, so line 8 is our maintenance line. Oh, I see. Now it's down to 113. Okay. So let's buy another train then. So whatever I did, that corrected it. 101. All right, so we need yet another train. There we go. Okay, now we just need food delivered. And then I need to struggle with my garden. And then the 7 Muda. Let's see what that is.
Follow the teachings of Kaizen on the path to continuous improvement and avoid the 7 types
Holy
of Muda
crap.
at your business operation.
Build as few switch points as possible. 13 out of 10, so I have too many switch points, which are where it jumps across the track, so I'll delete 3 of those. Okay, that's fine. So let's do that. Uh-oh. Sorry. Oh god. That's going the wrong way. Okay, now we brought it down to 11. And if I delete one more, we should be okay. I'll delete another one up here. I think we built one over here somewhere. Uh-oh. There's trains waiting on the line now. Oh, is it paused? Or what's the problem? Uh-oh. Wait a minute, there should be... Oh, there's 2... Uh-oh. 2 trains are battling in the wild. We gotta make that one go the other way. We need another switch point over here, then. The cool thing is once we complete this goal, I can put them back. Like, it's not gonna function without it. So we'll delete some other switch points that we found. There we go. Okay, so we just need to delete a few other ones. Only modern trucks. Okay, we got that done. There's the switch point here we can get rid of. So that should delete 2 switches. Bring us down to 11, then I just need to get rid of 1 more. Good. Alright, find 1 more. Then we want no overcrowding at stations. That's at 58%, so I don't know what that means. And no half-filled trains. Oh boy, wow. That's crazy. That's crazy optimization then. So basically no trains sitting around, no trains that are not full. If I set them to be full, though, that means there's going to be trains sitting around. Okay, so that completes that goal. So now just no overcrowded cargo stations. Never mind, that's my mistake. No cargo. So we want cargo to be optimized. Oh, well that's the fish station. Oh boy. Do we want that to be 100%, like 100% efficiency? Okay, let's get some more on the fish route. Though we don't need to ship fish anymore. Shipping fish at least is bringing in some extra cash. And with us 83 million in the hole, might be a good idea to get some more of that going. Let's see here. Oh, and we can fix our stations too. So now we can lay out these lines. So this is called the Hamatsu branch. We're going to change out some of these stations to go elsewhere. There we go. So line 4. Go over there. There we go. Starting to spread things out a little bit more. I want those purple trucks, or rather the blue trucks in line 5 to go to station 2. There we go. That should spread things out a little bit more. Alright, hopefully that helps our efficiency. And no half-filled trains, so does that mean we have to be over 50%? Oh my god, there's such a block on the line now. Well, we don't have to have this many trains now, do we? So maybe we should send some back to the station. I have too many trains running on the line now. This is, I guess, still in the testing phase because we haven't built this to be at this capacity yet. So go ahead and head on back. We'll send 3 trains back. Or however many are stuck in the line. Created quite a roadblock for ourselves. There we go. Alright, we'll start by clearing some of these trains out, and we'll release only a certain number on the line. So they make you do it one way where it's like, oh, have 6 trains, and then it's like, oh, 6 trains is too many after you complete the objective. So you can always go back and like make changes to it. So far so good. Alright, I will be back as soon as things are looking a little nicer. And it looks like we're actually getting cargo stations a little better too. I hope that 72% means that it's efficiency and not just the other thing. We have to have a minimal frequent... Oh man, look at this. It requires absolute perfection. Oh man, this is going to take a minute. Alright, I'll get this done and then I'll jump back. Okay. Well, I just basically beat the mission. That's weird. We've got 2 secondary objectives to do for absolute perfection. I'm going to go ahead and continue playing here for just a second to take a look at what I did. I guess it disappeared, the main objective that we had to do. But, and I didn't read the outro screen, but basically we did it. All we have to do now is avoid the 7 Muda and complete the garden over here, which I kind of just like blew past. I was like, I want to build the train. So over here we need to build another garden. I'll figure that out and 100% the train. If you guys would like to see more, let's do a second episode on this one. We're out of time for today, but I'd love to come back and complete the Shinkansen line. So the main objective complete. Now we just need to do a few things like only have we can have 11 trains, no overcrowding cargo stations, so we can work on perfecting that, and no half-filled trains, which I think we can do by just increasing the bus service to the Shinkansen line. So if I increase the amount of buses, we should see more passengers on the train. We should be able to fix our overcrowded supply stations, because I don't actually think they're too crowded, but we can definitely work on it. So anyway, here we are. Lots to do in this one. It is paused though, but there you go. All right, that's it for today's episode. I want to come back and finish this one, so if you think it's a good idea, let me know. Otherwise, we're on to the next mission, and something tells me we're going back to the old Soviet Union. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.